Magic.
And other games.
Welcome to Casual Beats. That was a great intro by John.
Yep, anyway.
So,
Casual Beats.
Woo! Welcome to Casual Beats. This is actually our first episode, something that we've been talking about for quite a while, and we've actually got around to doing it. So I'm pretty excited. We're going to start with intros. I'm JJ.
I'm John.
I'm David.
And our tech guy is?
No one.
Is no one. He is. We refer to him as Marzo, so that's all good. He deserves some credit. It is important to have a tech guy. But yeah, we thought we'd start off kind of with a question of what colours we play. So we'll start with John. What's your favourite colours?
Favorite color is red. And then all of my color combinations involve red. That's basically it.
What would your favourite colour combination be?
Color combination? Probably is it red blue, because I do like countering your stuff and then bolting anything that gets through.
Yeah, I've noticed that. And you, Dave?
Favorite color has got to be white because
It's lame.
White's awesome.
plus XR.
Yeah.
Great card. And favorite color combination is band. I'd have to say.
Yeah.
Just because it's fun. No
Sweet.
particular reason. Nice casual color combination. So.
Marzo, how would you like to say when you do play Magic, which is very rarely?
Yeah.
What colours do you like playing?
Black, white mainly. Or if
Black,
I could
white?
just go all black, I would. But the game of Magic does not allow me to.
Well, you have when we
Yeah.
played Commander a few times.
Yeah,
it's like,
but like if we
crank
do
out your
drafting
flag
and
deck.
stuff, I have to touch other dirty colours. But you know, that's just
Well,
Colours.
not wanting to gang up on everyone, but my favourite colour is white as well. Except I'm going to go the other direction, and my favourite colour combination would be probably white, black, but going Abzan as well for my third colour. I just love it. It's not what I started with, but yeah.
Yeah. Basically, this kid likes value.
Yeah.
Value is the name of the game. This
Yeah.
kid likes bouncing his things, and I just like killing everything.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty fair. I like because you get the value in white, you get the value in green in creatures, and you get the value in black in just like denying.
I'm not interested in
yeah,
any of your things that you're doing.
and
Yeah.
I'd like to play my own game.
no,
I'll watch you cry a little.
that doesn't happen.
Oh, it does.
No, it doesn't. No, it's fair good.
Obviously, you didn't see my Modern Masters 2 draft.
Yeah.
It made people cry.
Yeah. Modern Masters 2 was pretty devastating for a lot of people. But
Yeah. Anyway, that aside, stuff and things.
So a bit of what we plan to be doing on Casual Beats. We just want to play casually. Like we do go to FNMs, and occasionally one day I'd like to go to a PPTQ, but I haven't done it yet. So we're kind of just going to be going along that path, talking about what we've been playing, talking about news, talking about new cards, talking about other games. We did say in the intro music, as you heard,
And other games.
other games as well. We like playing stuff like X-Wing is another one of our favourite games. I play Magic Duels, Hearthstone.
I've tried both of those things.
Getting into a lot of board games as well. So it's not always going to be Magic, but a lot of the time it is. It is our favourite game, pretty much. So
Yeah.
and one thing we want to talk about each week is what we've been doing. And we'd love to hear what you've been doing as well. We'll give all the details away at the end of the podcast. Just to get in contact with us, say hello, tell us what you're playing, tell us what your favourite colour combination is. We'd love to hear it as well. And yeah,
and tell you why you're wrong.
and we won't tell you why you're wrong.
Oh,
John-
That's something that Tech Guy does. Tech Guy tells you why you're wrong.
No, John will tell you why you're wrong.
Yeah,
That's
I will
it.
tell you why you're wrong.
Yeah, he does it
Buff
by
Exile is
counterspell.
conditional removal, people.
I'm playing
Lightning
this
Bolt
card.
is not conditional removal. I can get anything with Lightning Bolt. Oh no! Can't kill your creatures. I can kill your face.
You can't hit a creature with hexproof, let's be honest.
I can hit you in the face with it.
Yeah, but that's not a creature with hexproof.
It's not irrelevant. Like no one can touch a creature with hexproof.
I can, if it's my creature and I'm tapping it to attack.
And I bolt you in the face.
I'll still touch my card.
Lucky you. Hexproof is not a valid
Okay.
strategy.
So what we've
It
been
makes me sad, actually.
Yeah, well, pretty much. We're just here to have some fun, enjoy ourselves, talk to you about stuff, and we want to stress this, we want to hear about what you've been doing as well. So we're going to start off with what we've been doing. So, Savage, you want to start?
Yep. Well, just recently I've been sort of pulling apart my Pauper Cube because it's currently at about 450 cards, and I'm looking to bring it back down to 360-ish, down to 8 players, so that get rid of some of the crap out of it. Because towards the end of the draft, it's sort of feeling more like a normal draft rather than a cube, because the power level sort of...
So you get the guys that are getting the really good cards, kind of finishing top end. And
Yeah. So if I get rid of all the cards that are sort of filler, because there is a certain amount of filler cards in Pauper Cube, because...
That's a hell of a lot of cards.
They don't release commons like they used to, because they actually test now.
And you do your cube properly where you singleton as well.
Yes,
it's not
it's
like
all
you're
singleton,
not doubling up or anything, which obviously makes it a little bit harder to
Yeah.
fill it out just on a single rarity. But
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. I actually do enjoy your Pauper Cube, so I'm looking forward to seeing this new iteration. You also have a couple decks that you've been building as well for Pauper.
A few Pauper decks as well. Yeah.
That was pretty cool. I enjoyed that. We were playing F&M, not this weekend, but last weekend, and it didn't really work out because we were playing a bit of a slower decks, and we tried to play, but I like the idea of being able to offer to your opponent to be able to play Pauper, kind of show them what's involved in the format, and that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And John?
So, I am trying to get cards for my Grixis deck, but I'm poor. Things like I don't have enough money to buy PlayStation Scalding Times because they're really expensive.
Oh, yeah.
But hey, reprints.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't get any. Anyway, we'll get some. That aside, I also just put together a cube that we only just tested once. Dave and JJ weren't there, mostly because Dave bailed and JJ was busy. Dave bailed, please note. But it was actually really good. I've actually noticed in cubes you tend to have a couple of different archetypes, and then the control player just wins. Like, every time that I've seen someone win a cube, it's been because they have a control deck. Not because they have anything else, but because they just drafted all the cool removal and watch people cry.
It's called balance.
It's called balance, but I've never seen any other thing work. Like, there's...
Yeah.
If you draft a good control deck in a cube, you will just win, because there's always decent removal.
If everyone else because in our play group, we have a lot of people who are at different skill levels.
Yes.
And a lot of people will pass on premium removal that should never be passed over anything. And so that is sort of a major issue when it comes to our cubes in our play groups.
Yeah.
It is a
that-
problem when we draft.
That does get rectified when the draft pod is more balanced.
Yeah. Actually, I noticed that in Magic Origins as well, which was notorious for being the aggressive cube. Every time I played at the local F&M, which obviously is a lot lower skill level than on Magic Online, I would end up playing some, black-white, green-black, kind of mid-range, slow, borderline control deck. But you go online and you have no chance of that. It's like you're first picking removal, essentially.
Yeah.
And it kind of, everyone takes it, there's nothing left, and then you have to go the aggro route. So, I do agree. I feel like it's partially a
skill level thing.
A skill level thing. And,
But it's good.
it is fun. I love playing the slower games. I don't like the aggro.
Yeah, which is that for you? I love aggro.
I love aggro in the green-red sense. I'll do like a Typer's Command. But other than that, not really.
Yeah, no. Anything with decent red creatures, then red.
Yeah.
Lightning Bolt. Let's not talk about Lightning Bolt, because we'll be here for a while.
Yeah.
Anyway, what have you been doing with your time, JJ?
I have actually not been playing much Magic, sadly.
Yeah.
Something I've noticed. I've been playing Magic for 3 years now. I've just passed the 3 years line, and every Christmas I kind of go away from Magic a little bit. It's like I do play it a lot when I do play it. So I kind of step back, and I'm like, I've had enough. We've had all the sets, everything. I've drafted all the time, and then I just kind of want to play board games, video games. But recently, I'm starting to get back into it. I went to my first F&M for this year, just 2 weeks ago, and that was pretty cool. Did a green white a deck. What's the mechanic? See, that's how little Magic I've been playing of the Oath of the Gatewatch. Yeah, that one with the counters. And
Oh, God.
and yeah, I actually played aggro, pretty sweet beatdown. I finished second, Savage third because his deck was dodgy.
exact same score, exact same count back, and it just so happened that he got paired first.
Yeah.
Above me.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yeah, but it obviously showed the skill level, I think.
Definitely.
Actually, we are actually going to be playing the game later on because we never got to play each other at F&M. So the score will be settled after this podcast.
I'm going to lose because I saw his deck. I've definitely lost this.
I did only manage to get one of the Saddleback Legats. Unfortunately, the guy next to me decided to play green-red and pinch them.
So last, I don't know, probably 3 weeks ago at F&M, they ran out of Zendikar packs, so we did a 3-oath draft. And I drafted 4 Saddleback Legax in an incredibly aggro green-red deck. And
3 Zardos Commandos, was it?
I only had 2 Zardos Commandos, which may be a little bit sad. It was probably an A deck, and the only way it would have been A plus if I could get maybe another 2 Zardos Commandos. So yeah. I had first striking dudes, but that guy we got 2 of the Chandra removal things, deals 5 damage to creatures. 2 of the Embodiment of Fury. Basically, my deck was insane. I lost because I have poor mulliganing decisions because I thought I was better than I really was. I should have mulliganed, didn't mulligan. Went 2-1 because the first round went for an hour and a half. Because the guy who was timing was also playing, and he took a very long time.
He didn't start the clock.
He didn't start the clock and played till he finished, and for some reason, he and his opponent took an hour and a half to finish 3 rounds.
Ooh, yeah. Them slow times.
Slow times. Those sad things aside, Saddleback Legak is a bomb.
It's
better than basically 80-90% of the other cards.
It's hard to believe that it's that dominant. You look at it and you just
on the surface it's not very good. On the surface, support itself isn't very good. I looked at support and I was like,
yeah,
but turns out it's great.
Yeah,
I've been pretty much all the games that I've lost to. I've drafted probably 8 times, close to, and most of the games that I've lost have been to support.
Yeah,
I've just got wrecked by it just out of nowhere.
Yeah, I think the green-white counter thing, they've been trying to push that for a while, actually, haven't they?
Yeah, getting counters on.
Yep.
Because I believe that was in Magic Origins as well. I think it didn't really work there.
Yeah, with Renown.
Yeah, Renown.
Renown was a pretty cool ability, but it was only good on 2 creatures.
Yeah.
And you had to be really aggro, otherwise you just didn't get value off your creatures.
Yeah.
If they get trump block, they're just useless. Whereas with support, 1, you get to choose any creature, unlike Outlast, which was from Dragons.
Yeah.
Or Bolster.
Or Bolster from before that, which was also even worse.
All the
counters everywhere. Yeah, Renown doesn't even stand up close to support because you get to pick other creatures, so you can pick your evasive creatures, you can pick your things with first strike, you can pick your big dudes, and
yeah,
bigger,
spread them around.
You can spread it around anywhere. There's a couple of things that do 2 and 3, and they're just on creatures that are okay.
Yeah,
they're kind of filler creatures, but they buff all your other dudes that you've already played, and suddenly you've got a serious army. You're just better than what your opponent has.
And when you play a 1-mana 1/1 with flying, which is kind of the only deck you want to be playing it in, and you've been able to support 2 or 3 times, that's crazy.
1 mana 4/4 flyer. Yep.
Yeah.
And it does stuff when it's in board stalls completely. You'll be stuck with your opponent just staring down each other for 5 turns, and you just play a support card, pass a turn, play a support card next turn, and then all of a sudden your army is way bigger than your opponent's, and you just smash in and win the game on that turn.
Yeah. Well, with that, shall we move on to the main phase? And this week we want to talk about some Shadow over Innistrad spoilers.
Yeah, so they've been spoiling things that are real weird lately. You have to go click on things, and then a bunch of people look at stuff, and then they spoil a new card, which is kind of cool. Except for, I don't have time. I just want to see new cards.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same.
Yeah, they're really pushing this story element, which I like. I really like the stories, and I like reading on Shadow Realms, but I don't know if I want to push it past that.
Yeah,
be forced to go looking for things rather than just kind of have it.
It's cool because you don't actually have to go looking for things. Other people go looking for the things and then they post it. Then you can see it. I think it's really cool because for those people who like Magic for the story, it's something extra for them. They have been sort of picking up with it lately, in the last probably year or so.
Yeah.
They've focused a lot more on what they're giving to the people who like the story.
Who's they for those that don't know?
Wizards of the
Wizards.
Coast.
Wizards of the
the-
The
Coast.
people
Yeah.
who make the game.
WotC have been picking up on their story-driven stuff a lot more, and they're directing a lot more of their releases towards people who like story. And I think that's a really cool thing that's directed to them. And the people who just want the cards, they don't really have to go through it either. Like, it is just gimmicky stuff, but it is kind of cool, I think.
I actually enjoy the new direction story wise, more so for the trying to guess what cards we're going to see out of the story.
Yeah.
Like it for me, that's a bit fun, but I'm not really. I like playing the game. Like I'm not about the art. I'm not about the story. I'm definitely about the cards I'm playing. Like I enjoy just
Actually playing the game.
The
Yeah.
mechanics
Yeah.
of the game.
the mechanics. I love the mechanics. Love looking at that type of stuff. So I do agree that it's good that they're doing it this way. I feel it's also splicing it up, kind of make
Yeah,
people look
gives it-
away from the leaks. Like,
gives
don't
it-
look at the leaks, look at the cool stuff.
It gives it a lot more hype than just saying, here's a card
Yeah,
as well. So
because essentially they're doing the same thing. The guys that are doing the leaks, like this is Wizards of the Coast way of taking it a step above and just go. You don't even want to look at them, because this is a better way to look at them. So I do like that, and I like that they've kind of stepped up a little bit there as well, which is pretty cool.
Anyway, we will talk about my least favorite card because I just think it's kind of just far too pushed. In terms of thing, it's Relentless Douche or Relentless Dead. It's a 2 black for a zombie. It's a 2/2. It has Menace, so that's not actually that bad. I'd play that if it was a common. But then it has, when it dies, you may pay 1 black. If you do, return it to its owner's hand. No, like the odds of them paying black after they've stolen your creature are pretty slim, so don't hope for that. And then it also has, when Relentless Dead dies, you may pay X, and if you do, return another target zombie creature card from your converted mana cost X from your graveyard to the battlefield. It's a 2/2 with evasion with some incredibly busted abilities, so it just doesn't die. And it's mythic. It's just kind of like, I would like to put a creature out that will never die. You can't kill it
on turn 2.
on turn 2. And it also has built-in evasion. Like,
Yeah,
we've had creatures that don't die for 1 and 2 mana that are really good. Like, they come back afterwards and things like that. So, recently, Bloodsoaked Champion.
yeah.
Things like that. They're decent cards, but they've always had drawbacks. Like, Bloodsoaked Champion can't block. Neither could Bloodgust. I can't remember what it's called. 2/2 black thing from...
It is
Yeah.
Bloodgust.
Originals
I
out.
can't
Yeah,
remember.
I
what
don't
its
think it can
drawback
block either.
was.
Or it's 2 mana. Anyway, this thing has no drawbacks at all. Except for the bit where you have to pay 1 black mana to get it back.
Yeah, Bloodcast.
But
can't
you-
drop- can't
You were doing
Yeah,
that
can't
with Bloodsoaked Champion, and another drawback for Bloodsoaked Champion is you had to attack,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
fine because the
Because
decks that
that's what
wanted
you-
it.
You have to do. This has no drawbacks at all, except for it combos with things like Kalidas.
Yeah,
Sack it, pay a thing, put it back in your hand, play it, sack it, put it back in the thing, win all the games. Just win.
yeah. I'm actually worried about the price of Kalidas.
Yeah,
Like,
it's already really high. It gets played kind of in modern, just kind of on the fringes, and it's a real boss in standard. And then they're like, here, let's just print something that combos with it, and if they kill Kalidas, you can sack this and then get Kalidas back.
yeah,
Like, why? They better have some sweet removal. They're not going to, but they better have some ridiculous cards. They do have Lightning Axe. It's Lightning Axe, isn't it? Can't remember what it's called. Yeah, it is Lightning Axe. Look at me on my bad names.
and you have dead weight.
Dead Weight. There's a reasonable thing. Dead Weight looks sweet, except for it doesn't actually... The spoiler site we're looking at doesn't have the new spoiler... what do you call this thing?
The symbol,
Symbol.
set
yeah.
symbol.
Set symbol. It doesn't have the set symbol. It has the old Innistrad one. Who knows? Maybe it's not in there. I assume they got their information from somewhere.
Yeah, Mythic Spoiler's pretty good with waiting until something's actually spoiled to put it in.
Yeah, it might be confirmed as part of some deck somewhere. Anyway, the other mythic that they've spoiled so far is Geralf's Masterpiece, which is your bulk mythic kind of.
Yeah,
It looks cool on the surface, but it's not going to get played anywhere because it's just actually not as good as it looks. So it's 3 and 2 blue for a 7/7 flyer. That sounds awesome. Like, if it was just that, I would be very impressed.
yeah.
Cut out everything else that it has, just go with that.
The thing I don't like about Giraffe's Masterpiece is you're paying mana plus you're discarding 3 cards. Like you pay 3 colorless, 3 generic and 1 blue mana, discard 3 cards. You get to return it from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped.
Which was a pretty cool ability, but the real drawback on it says Giraffe's Masterpiece gets -1/-1 for each card in your hand. So if you were playing like a Madness deck, where you had lots of cards that would work well with discard, it would be there, but like, you have to work really hard to get this card to be good.
Yeah.
Like, Relentless Dead is just great all the time. Doesn't matter, even if you had nothing else going and you could just play this card, it would be excellent. This card needs lots of work to be good.
Yeah.
It needs a lot of other things to be a decent card.
You kind of have to be setting it up, kind of build around it.
And even if you build around it, it's just a big dumb dude that flies.
As well as that, I feel like it's not really in favour for blue. It's more of a black thing.
It is kind of a black.
Like, why is it a blue creature?
Yeah, with
They might be trying to spread out the whole zombie love.
Yeah, the zombie love. So
yeah, but
with the original
whole...
Innistrad thing, there was a lot of zombies that are overpriced for less with drawbacks. So commonly from the first Innistrad, you had to exile cards out of your library to play this card. No, out of your library, out of your graveyard, creature cards to play it. So you get a 4/5 for 3 mana and things like that. It's a similar type of thing, but it's too difficult to use.
Yeah.
Card. Like, I would see this in a draft and consider passing it for decent removal because it's just like, I could get wrecked by this card. On turn 5, it might die. Like, if I haven't been doing things.
Yeah, it is true. You kind of, although I don't, you kind of need to have more than. Actually, no. If you've put it down and you've got 6 cards in hand, it's going to die at the start of your next.
Yeah, in your upkeep it dies. Like,
yeah, I know. I agree. I don't think it's worthy of being a mythic rare at all. I feel like it actually works better with the Relentless Dead than its own.
Yeah, on its own abilities. Like,
yeah.
Pay 5, put it back onto the battlefield. Oh!
Because then you can discard 3 cards, you get your Relentless Dead, you can get the zombies you want and kind of like filter through your deck and I don't know. There's cool synergy between them, but I feel like that's
it's
just
only
not
cool
worth it.
synergy because the Relentless Dead is broken.
Yeah,
it's
very true.
Just average.
Very
like,
true.
Relentless Dead, excellent card. Far too good to be an actual card? Probably. You know, no, it could just be like one of those things that looks incredible but then doesn't end up being that way. I don't see that. I doubt it, but hey. Whereas Giraffe's Masterpiece just kind of looks like a bulk mythic.
Yeah. So
at the same time, saying that it looks like a bulk mythic, it shouldn't even be a mythic.
Yeah, no,
really
I can see this definitely being a rare.
No
problems.
Even the same with Relentless Dead, it should be a rare, in my opinion. It doesn't have any of the qualities of a mythic. Say it's not imperative to the story, and it doesn't have a massive effect. It doesn't have a huge effect on the board when it is played. That's the 2 guidelines that Wizards set for mythics when they first made mythics.
yeah.
And this card is pretty much here to increase the set value.
Yeah, I do agree.
It wouldn't hurt draft all that much if this was at rare.
Not at all. Yeah, no. If it was a rare, that would be fun.
Because at rare, it's still just a bomb. And you're not going to get your draft pod flooded with Relentless Deads. Like,
whoa, can you imagine if this was like an uncommon or common? Just like,
that would be.
Relentless Dead, Relentless Dead, Relentless Dead. God,
It's relentless.
I actually did get Bloodsoaked Champion. I got 2 Bloodsoaked Champions in a sealed pool once, and it felt unfair.
Right, yeah, that would feel unfair, but like those odds are really slim.
Yeah.
yeah. Like, if you got 2 of these in a game of Limited, it would be unfair, but I think it's just they're breaking their own rules
Yeah.
The
too
guidelines
much
they
to
set
keep it
as mythic, yeah.
to
But
put it as a mythic just so that they can increase the set value. Like,
Do you feel they might have done it because there's so much text on it? You reckon they might be like
that is
kind of hedging their bets a little?
Yeah,
Because
that
it is a bit
possible.
complicated.
Because they do most of the mythics that have large impacts on the game. They are fairly lengthy text.
Yeah.
And I have read a few things from Wizards saying that they like to keep the core of the game during draft as simple as they can. So if they keep the really weird interactions at Mythic and then in Constructed, then people will learn about the interactions, the specific interactions that they need to know before they get to there. Which that is one point for it being a mythic. But
at the same time, Menace isn't really an ability because if it gets blocked, it is definitely dying. And it's probably not really trading for more than one creature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's trading for more than one creature. Like, it might not even trade for one. So...
The problem is it's not trading.
No.
Even if you double blocked it and both your dudes were bigger, it hits the dudes and then you pay black and put it back in your hand.
Yeah, that is true. Kind of card advantage to a descent.
It's serious card advantage. Like, if you're sacking it to Kalidas to make Kalidas bigger, because Kalidas has the ability to just sack a zombie to get 2/1/1+ counters on him at the time.
Yeah. You
can sack this guy, pay a black, put it back in your hand. Like, you can create a loop, and he has lifelink.
That is busted.
Yeah, like you want to be playing in the same aggro deck anyway, and that gives it reach, a serious amount of reach.
What do you feel like these cards and Drana? Do you feel like they would go together, or do you feel like Drana would not really impact on the zombies as much?
I don't know what you could do with Drana. In a sense, like, Drana's good, but it doesn't actually impact the game. You don't want that sort of ability that often.
Yeah, no.
Like, it's a win more card. If
True.
you're already attacking with a flying thing and you're making your dudes bigger, it's just a win more thing. It's not a strategy that you can use to win the game. It's something you do when you want to win more.
Yeah, that is true.
Because in Standard, you're probably not going to be playing out 4 creatures and then attacking with heaps of people and then be like, yeah, I get in 3 points of extra damage because of Drana. No. Like, you're going to be attacking with maybe 2 creatures in Standard.
Even still, attacking with 2 creatures and one of them being Drana is actually still pretty big upside.
You get one extra point of damage and it doesn't synergize with the rest of the cards in your deck.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's true. So maybe not zombies. I'm interested to see if it worked with vampires. Because vampires are normally black-red, so it's kind of a wait and see there, I think. But
yeah.
I'm excited for Drana because she is a vampire. But,
vampires rule.
Vampires are awesome. Mainly because we're on current Innistrad as well. But
Good. Other things that are awesome is we have Madness back, which is excellent.
Yeah.
Madness is an excellent mechanic, which allows you to do some very broken things. My favourite thing is we have a Madness Bolt. Fiery Temper, so it deals 3 damage, costs 3 mana usually, but it has Madness for 1 red. So we can Lightning Bolt people again.
So we know exactly the deck that John will be building.
Basically, there won't be a deck that I would build that doesn't have this in it for Standard. Anyway, there's a couple of other Madness cards that have come out. There's a Haste 4/3 for 2 and 1 red for Madness, or you can pay 3 and double red to just cast it normally. I'm excited to see some more Madness cards that are decent.
Yeah.
There is a few Madness cards from when they were released back in Odyssey, Torment, and a few in Time Spiral.
Yeah. That are just kind of like...
There is lots that are very average, but then there's about 3 that are amazing.
Yeah, just completely broken things. I am keen. Other mechanics that are good is they have this new Investigate mechanic.
I'm actually not really excited for the Investigate mechanic.
I am only keen if it goes on decent spells. Like...
As
if it goes on a spell that I want to play anyway, and I get an Investigate, that's an excellent draw for a control deck, because you're getting instant card draw off something you're doing already. I feel like it won't be used as that, but that's the only area that I can see Investigate being awesome. If you're, say, I play a kill spell, kill your dude, get an Investigate token. Do something else, get an Investigate token, then I can pay on my end step. Say you don't play anything, my end step, I sack these things, draw cards. That's awesome. Like, just excellent. One of the rares that's been spoiled, it's a flying 2/3 for 3 mana, and whenever you play a creature spell with convert that costs 3 or less, you get an Investigate or a Clue token.
In that instance, I guess it's more of a bonus, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bonus that you're attacking on. You don't see it as like something you are aiming for, but something you get that makes everything you're doing better. I don't think that flying 2/3 is actually a good example of what it could be used for, because like you don't really want to be playing lots of 3 or less spells and drawing cards at the same time. You want to be beating face.
Actually, one thing that kind of comes to mind as we're talking about it might actually be a setup thing. It might actually be something that doesn't have an impact. If we go to, is it Kaladesh that Chandra's from, where they do, or Vryn? somewhere where artifacts actually matter. If that's where our next set is, it could actually become a bit more prominent because they are artifacts. And I'm kind of thinking I don't think anything else is going to matter for the artifacts.
Yeah.
At the same time, I think Wizards are going to be the most cautious that they've ever been making a mechanic when they're making a new artifact mechanic, because Metalcraft was kind of a disaster back in, when was it? Scars of Mirrodin?
Yeah, Scars of Mirrodin.
And Affinity was probably the biggest disaster that they have come from a mechanic. And that was from the original Mirrodin. And really, they don't have any other artifact mechanics through the game. So basically, Affinity, during Standard, you either played Affinity or you didn't play Standard. In Draft, you played Affinity or you didn't win. And during... what sets was it in? During Scars.
The Scars block.
The Scars block. So you had Zendikar, World Wake, Razi Eldrazi, M11, Scars of Mirrodin, Mirrodin Besieged, and New Phyrexia. During that block, you played the most aggro Metalcraft thing that you could possibly make. And there was Stoneforge Mystic from Zendikar and Jace, the Mind Sculptor.
Yeah.
There was also
Batterskull.
Yep. And then you also have cards that give plus power and toughness if you have 3 or more artifacts. And getting 3 or more artifacts for those decks were just crazy, and you would pay 2 mana for a 5/5. And the deck was just, you win. You also spend $900 to buy the deck, but you just win. So all of the artifact mechanics that they've made
tend to be broken. Like
it just went badly for them.
Yeah.
Unless the to the point where they
either has to be they had to do emergency bannings in standard
bannings. Yeah.
In both cases.
And very rare are standard bannings for those that haven't noticed that.
There hasn't been one since.
Yeah, no.
And that was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So they're either going to make it so, if they make a new artifact mechanic, it's either going to be so bad that it's not playable, or it's going to be busted. It's a very fine line between the two.
Yeah, I can see that. So, that aside. And
what else do we have?
We have Delirium and flip cards. So Delirium, essentially, if you have 4 or more different card types in your graveyard, so the same thing that gets Tamagotchi for a big, it gives a bonus on whatever card you're playing usually. So let's have a look at one. So there's instant. It says counter target sorcery spell. It's 1 blue, pretty average.
Yeah,
not really that playable. But for Delirium, so if you have 4 or more cards with different types in your graveyard, you then get to search their library and remove all copies of that sorcery spell. So this went from not good to counter target sorcery spell, remove it, kill target combo deck.
Essentially, infinite obliteration.
Yeah, infinite obliteration for that type.
For 1 mana.
For 1 mana. Only the sorceries, but they did print a black one that did the same, except if you look at their hand, take a card out. Doesn't look like it's on this page. So it's 2 and a black for a sorcery. You look at their hand, take a card out, and if you have Delirium, so there's enough card types in your graveyard, you search their library, take all the cards out. So these allow you to just kill combos for doing something you might be doing anyway. So that sorcery one wasn't really playable on its own, but with Delirium, you can put it in as a sideboard card. Somebody tries to escape shift, you counter it, and then you remove all the escape shift from the deck. The deck doesn't function anymore.
Yeah.
Like, their deck dies on the spot. The black one gets any non-land card, so you can do the same, but it just costs 3 mana, so it's a little bit harder to get to. Most targeted discard, you're looking for 1, maybe 2 mana, but that could be used as a sideboard card for getting rid of combo decks and things like that. Things you can't deal with. Yeah,
very, very powerful if you can get... The thing is that they're powerful later on.
Yeah, so
I don't know. I don't think it's going to have the same effect as something like Inquisition or Thoughtseize, or even the one from the Zendikar block where it was a 2 mana and exiled it instead.
Yeah.
Can't remember what it's called.
Transgress the Mind.
Transgress the Mind. That's the one.
Like Transgress the Mind is limited as to what it can get. It has to get things that are 3 CMC or higher.
Yeah.
And also it's 2 mana. Like. Yeah. Most time, like modern player will discard has to be 1 mana.
Yeah.
Or 2 mana and does something incredibly broken, but there isn't anything that does that at this point.
Yeah.
So basically only 1 mana discard lives there. So the only time you would see these cards in like a modern setting would be in a sideboard against a particular type of deck.
Yeah, that's it.
Essentially against the combo deck that you needed to remove a piece from their deck to win.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a cool mechanic. And of course we have flip cards returning, which are various things. Now there is at least one that has the standard flip mechanic. So the flip mechanic being if no one casts any spells, it flips. And if someone casts 2, it flips back.
Yeah.
But there are a couple more that have other types of flips. Like there's this one here. It's a 2 mana 2/1. And you can just discard a card.
Love this card.
Yeah,
Which works
that's,
incredibly well with
Hair-
Madness, and you can flip it.
Hair of Falconwrath, this one is. Basically, it's a vampire creature. Discard a card, transform Hair of Falconwrath. Activate this ability only once each turn.
So yeah, so you can't just pitch your hand and Madness them to death using it, but you can pitch at least one card. And then it becomes a 3/2 flyer. So for 2 mana, a 3/2 flyer, that sounds excellent. It's not quite Delver of Secrets, but it's still very good.
Yeah, I feel like it's really only worth it if you're playing a Madness.
Yeah, if you're playing a Madness deck.
Like a red-black, you drop the card, pay 1 mana, you bolt, you got a 3/2 flyer.
Yeah.
That seems alright.
Yeah, that seems pretty excellent, actually. That is something I would do.
If you're looking at it another way, you're essentially done a bolt, red, black, generic mana, and got a creature out of it, because the original, it's originally 3 mana for that spell that becomes a bolt. So,
yeah.
But I think looking at the other way around, like having to discard a card, so you're giving away some, card advantage to flip it to become a 3/2 for 2. It's a good card.
Yeah, like
I don't know how busted it is.
I don't think it's busted. I think it's just good.
It's really dependent on whether they decide to bring back or make good Madness things. I think they still have to kind of be careful with Madness.
Because do you know what's still in the standard? Jace.
Yeah.
No,
Chandra?
Chandra and Jace are still in the set.
Jace
Jace more than Chandra, because Jace is on turn 2 and you start pitching things.
Yeah, that is true. But at the same time, with Chandra, you're pitching your whole hand.
Yeah,
and by that time, you're like,
Yeah,
you've got 3 of those pseudo bolts in your hand. You like pitch your whole hand. You're like red, 9 damage.
Oh no! Look at you! You thought you were gonna win, but then I drew
That's-
5 cards and killed everything that you had.
That's Magic Christmas Land to some degree, but
Yeah.
like the fact that you could build them together, you could do like a blue, red, black control Madness variation.
Yeah.
Probably not competitive, but
Yeah,
could be
so
annoying for your friends.
John.
I could
Oh,
definitely
no.
see John doing that one.
yeah, I'd build that. No problems. Yeah, I think that's all of the things that we can talk about so far from the spoilers, because we don't actually have that much yet. Most of the spoilers that we have are leaks, which is unfortunate. Leaks are good and bad. Good in the sense that, hey, we get cards earlier. Bad in the sense that, like, you get cards really early and then you just don't get the rest of the set. It feels like you're waiting forever to get new cards.
And not only that, it kind of takes away from the whole spoiler season. You're like,
Yeah, I've already had half of these cards.
yeah, I've seen all the mythics. I don't really care.
Yeah.
Also, leaks suck because,
The pictures are
Like-
terrible.
Crow of the Dark Tidings. Crow of the Dark Tidings.
No,
I want to know what that picture looks like.
Like, it's a zombie bird.
Like-
Like, it's pretty bad.
There's this green Pack Guardian. Like, the picture looks sweet, but
Can't tell.
you can't actually tell because
Yeah.
the image quality is so bad. It's like, I get
They're
excited
making you work
to
harder.
see the art. And it's like, this is a leak. Doesn't even have a name in the top of the half the card.
Actually,
in there. Like,
this can lead into our next part of Shadows over Innistrad. We've got one of the cards that were leaked has some stuff about Nahiri in it, which is pretty exciting. But unfortunately, the thing that excites me the most in this, we can see the flavor text on the Mythic Spoiler website, which is all right, but you kind of have to work hard to get it. It's a little annoying. The mythic text,
Oracle text.
yeah, is as Zendikar has bled, so will Innistrad. As I have wept, so will Sorin, and within the quotation being from Nahiri. So yeah, that's actually quite exciting. I don't like that it was spoiled. I feel like it was probably coming with a story.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that sort of thing would be like it's going to be part of the story element that they're pushing.
Yeah. And it would have been a lot more exciting to be sitting there going, now we can speculate that Nahiri is
in the set somewhere, or is perhaps the antagonist.
Is really angry, attacking from the look of it the Markov manner, and it's kind of sad that it's not like a moment. It's more of a
okay, cool.
look at this card, and what's that at the bottom? And it's not as much of a, if they can tell it in the story, they can see everything that happens.
Yeah.
You know,
it sort of feels like it would be, I reckon, probably in Uncharted Realms in, say, 2 weeks, like a week or two before the set's released.
Yeah, that's what the card looks like.
And then it looks like the picture would just be one of those pictures that is in the middle of the column there.
Yeah, speaking about what's actually happening in the storyline. So it looks like, she goes and attacks the manor, destroys it, because that's her on a stick, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's a thing. I wreck it.
yeah. And she's quite grumpy, as we've read. Like, she doesn't like the fact that there's vampires on her plane, Zendikar, which she's come from.
Apparently Zendikar didn't originally have any vampires, and they got introduced at some point. We can speculate that was Sauron.
Well, actually, I was reading somewhere
as to why.
The vampires from the Magic Universe, when you are a high-up vampire, as Sauron is, when they feed, they actually create... the ones that they feed off become immortals, where the ones that those immortals feed off, they're not immortals.
Okay, yeah, so kind of the spread system.
Yeah, you kind of see the kind of hierarchy through who fed on who, and not only that, they take the impression of the person who fed on them. Yeah. So Sauron from Innistrad, and that's why a lot of the vampires from Zendikar that haven't been changed by the Eldrazi to have the horns and stuff, they are very similar to Sauron.
Yeah.
So it's pretty easy to find out who did it. Plus, Sauron is the only vampire planeswalker that we know of.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty easy to find out. And Nahiri probably worked that out as well.
Yeah, it's like, it seems likely that Sauron did this. And according to the storyline for what happened, originally it was some vampires that interfered with the Hadrons. Yeah. That caused some Eldrazi to get loose. This was before the main Zendikar storyline. Yeah. The three main Eldrazi didn't get free, but there were vampires scurrying around killing people. Not vampires. Eldrazi scurrying around killing people. She had to kill them all, killed a bunch of vampires, set everything back up, and then we're going looking for Sauron and Ugin, who never showed up to help out. Probably Sauron, because it was the vampires and she sounds like she's angry.
Yeah. I feel a little sad for Sauron because he did actually show up.
Yeah,
and then went looking for Ugin as well. He couldn't find Nahiri.
It's like, things are going bad, guys.
I just feel like it's just everyone's just walking around the shopping centre going, we need to kill these Eldrazi. Ugin's at Target. Let's go to Target.
Ugin's not here. Looks like he got beaten in the head 1,000 years ago.
Maybe it's a
car. Where's Sarkin?
then as Sauron walks out of Target, Nahiri walks into Target.
Yeah.
They just need phones.
Yeah,
I'm just going to put it that way.
Yeah.
Interplanar phones?
Yeah.
Multi-best phones.
I feel like only Telstra could do that in Australia, like Australia to another plane.
Haven't they already?
Operator, I'd like to call.
So.
I'd like to call the Theros, thanks.
Can you put me through to Theros? Yeah.
Is Elspeth available? No, she's having a bit of a nap.
Oh, God. Those things aside.
But this picture that we have from Structural Distortion, describe it to me.
There's lots of red, which is good.
There's lots of red, and there's what looks to be Nahiri in the bottom right corner, using all sort of bright red magic, destroying a big building.
Yeah. Do you want me to say White Red Planeswalker?
Yeah.
White Red Planeswalker.
Yeah.
That's
Pretty
pretty much what it's going to be.
And if you think about it as on Zendikar, as they all took their oaths, they kind of had the glyph of the magic, like the color they were using, and they're all monocolored. So you have Gideon with white, Nahiri, Nissa with green, and blah blah blah. So this kind of does lend a bit of credence to that she could be using
red mana.
Red mana, fire mana. What game do I play?
It also makes sense that she would be red because Ajani, when he was a red-white planeswalker, it was because he was
angry, man,
pissed at everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd say he was vengeful.
Puns,
just a little bit.
Yeah.
And well, it would make sense for them to use the same template for Nahiri, for another white planeswalker. It also makes sense in the flavour of the colour pie as well. So
Quite interesting because core are pretty much. I don't know if there's been a non-white core. Oh, there's been the black-white one. Island.
Yeah, the core as a core. Sorry, not core as in this
No.
yeah,
the
so
center of something.
K-O-R.
KOR.
Not
as
as in
in
an apple core.
yeah. I don't know. Yeah, there's a white.
Oh, there's a
black
red
core.
one.
Yeah, and there's a red one.
No,
Oh, it's
that
an
is
ogre.
that is an ogre. That's
Sorry, I
just
can't
come
read
up
apparently.
Yeah, the core. So,
in.
I think
we have-
you're right. Core
The
are
blue
primarily white, and they originate from Zendikar. But yeah, there's a white black one from Oath. She seems like a bit of a douche. She's also Ellie.
Yeah.
Terrible to play
Apparently,
against.
in the story, she's actually kind of worships the Eldrazi.
Yeah, it's annoying. I don't like people that. It just seems like it's really dumb. Big things, destroying everything. Aren't friends with you. Why would you worship them? Like, just
Destroying
seems
my
a little-
home. You must be my friend.
Yeah, look, they're wrecking everything. Woohoo! It just obviously you just don't. You're missing something there, guys.
Yeah.
There's something missing in your head, and it's not like the vampires that have Eldrazi things on their faces. She's just rocking around, being all like, you know what? I really feel that we should be worshipping the Eldrazi. Anyway, that thing's aside.
back to the core.
Back to what we were talking about.
So there is only 2 non-white core, and they are blue.
Yeah.
But they are from Future Sight and Time Spiral, so their colour doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
Yeah,
Because
anything from that set
They
doesn't
screwed
really
up
count.
all the colours through that.
It did make me. It makes me smile. I like that.
It's fun. It was cool, but you can't count it as core art.
No.
The core are white. They're core and mono white, which will be interesting. Them adding in
white
another
red.
colour.
Yeah.
Perhaps white red. In theory, they could keep it just white. Don't know. Her only planeswalker card is mono white. It's double white if I recall. So
Yeah. That's the
their commander,
commander. Yeah.
commander planeswalker.
That was actually pretty sweet.
That was when she got named.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was when she
yeah.
first. Before that, she was just called the Lithomancer, and that's when she actually became a story-based character.
Even if it was just that card, I would be okay with having that card in an actual set.
Yeah, I don't think it would be too broken.
No, it'd be alright.
Just
And then
need-
saying that, you'd be doing a lot of what Gideon's doing now as well.
Yeah.
I feel like they kind of need to change it up because they have
Yeah.
Gideon already doing what Nahiri
Yeah.
was doing in that commander set. So I don't think it can be the same thing. It's just
Yeah,
too
probably
much
a white-red.
fuel
Plus,
for
we
white.
just had a bunch of mono-colored planeswalkers. It would be nice
Yeah.
to get some two-color ones.
Yeah,
Um,
I'd agree.
But yeah, I think that's all of the spoilers, shadows.
Yeah, actually, I kind of want to hit some speculation a little bit.
Yeah.
And from there, we might go into Planeswalkers. We did get the, for those that don't know, they've spoiled not spoiled,
They've alluded to
they've alluded
being-
to a werewolf
planeswalker.
Planeswalker.
Look, that's the one we've been going for. Written on a hand.
Hey man, I don't have paper.
It doesn't have paper. Oh, the microphone's on the paper.
Yeah, so, there's going to be a werewolf planeswalker.
I'm quite excited for this. I'm assuming it's going to be
I'm very
green red.
Green red is the traditional werewolf colours.
Yeah.
They could make it different colours, but hey, who knows?
Unlikely. Look at the picture.
Yeah, it doesn't-
The picture sort
Yeah.
of alludes to a green red.
Yeah.
Base as well because they do use.
They use some red in there.
It's
Yeah,
you want to make the picture feel like
Yeah,
it's
the card,
on
yeah.
the flavour.
So
of the
it'll
colour.
probably be another flip planeswalker like Garruk was.
Yeah. However you say it.
Yeah, however you say his name.
Garrick.
Yeah.
Garrick.
It's definitely Garrick.
Garruk.
Garuk.
Sounds cool, though.
not Garuk.
So it sounds like you're vomiting up stuff.
Well, that's kind of what that comes from.
No wonder why he had the black side.
Like a bubble, yes. Which would be great. Speculation is I would really like to see another card that gets banned out of Modern and Legacy. That would be good after the Treasure Cruise banning. I'm looking for a Madness card draw. So it's just like cost 4, or if you discard it, it costs 1 and draws you 3 cards or something stupid.
They have
Oh.
tried making another Ancestry Recoil, and it didn't work.
Just failed.
Yeah.
Every single time that they've tried doing it, it hasn't worked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You basically have to pay life for it. We have heaps of decent card draw in Standard, and most of it's playable in
Actually-
Modern. Like Painful Truths is being played in the sideboard, like either in the sideboard or one of in a couple of decks that can support it in Modern. But at the moment, Moderns are kind of just a giant mess of either play Eldrazi decks or play something that can beat Eldrazi decks, which isn't anything.
Would losing life to get that awesome card draw, because it kind of lends that credence to like, I'm control. I want to draw cards, but fetch lands plus they're playing aggro.
Yeah,
would
there's
it
a draw.
tame it enough that it's actually playable, or still would you think it'd be too powered? Like
Yeah,
too
if you
overpowered?
put in some like life, I'm not sure.
Lose 3 life, pay 1 mana, draw some cards.
Yeah. It depends. If it was too much life, it wouldn't be playable because if you had to pay 4 life for it, that'd be basically the max you could pay.
Yeah.
In terms of life to draw cards, you'd have to be drawing a butt ton of cards, and
You
it'd
don't
have to
want
be
to
real
do it.
cheap.
Don't want to do it turn 1 anyway.
Yeah, but like if you go to 5 life, it's too much.
Yeah.
3 life, probably not enough. So like, we're not going to create cards, so I can't say. But if it was like 2 mana, draw 3 cards, pay 4 life, that's an interesting card. You'd have to make your deck so it would work for that.
Yeah.
You couldn't just pack that into every deck and win. Well, actually, if you're playing a really aggro deck, you pack that into your deck and be like,
Actually,
woo!
it's that green-red Paras deck and wins every modern event.
Yeah, just like, draw 3 cards, lost some life. Oh no, but you're on 2, so what's the difference?
Yeah.
But
there's got to be some sort of
way to get decent card draw.
yeah. There's going to have to be card draw when they're like madness, discarding cards, a delirium.
Most of the delirium cards that support it are just cards that like die and put cards into your graveyard as a result, or you play them and put cards into your graveyard. Just things like basic Skulker and things like that.
Wow, interesting statistic that Savage pulled up. Do you want to read it?
So of the Madness cards that have been released, so there's a total of 22 cards from previous sets. 59% of them are black, 14% of them are red, and the rest of the colours, blue, white, and green, each share 9% of the cards. So Madness is heavily skewed
to black.
To black. At least it has been.
The 2 cards that have been spoiled so far have been red. But that being the second colour.
Second colour.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Which sort of does make sense with the flavour of Madness.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see how much they give to the other colours that are sort of off flavour slightly.
Yeah. Whether or not they just pump some decent Madness cards.
Yeah.
Just like 1 for each of the colours.
And then the other question comes is, are we going to get the better ones? Are they going to not obviously go to those secondary colours? And obviously the Lightning Bolt Madness is good, but like, are we going to be like basically black Madness, good cards, and maybe some red, and then the rest kind of don't really have any impact on anything other than draft, or even possibly even in draft, it might not be good enough then. So interesting. It'd be interesting to find out. I love this time of sets because you kind of making all these thoughts in your head of what could be, and half of them don't end up being what you think they're going to be anyway. So I think that's the main phase done. I think we should move to the combat phase of this.
The combat phase. So, obviously we've been prepping a bit for this, talking about it. I've been thinking about Magic a lot. And I don't know, must have eaten something bad.
Thinking about Magic a lot.
Thinking about Magic a lot.
Did you eat like calamari?
No. No. So, I had a nightmare last night. It was a nightmare, okay? You can't judge me for this. I was dreaming I'd gone to F&M and someone had been like, hey man, have you seen the new bannings? I was like, oh, it's bannings already. Excellent. They're just going to ban that Eldrazi deck. People can play Modern again. It'll be excellent. There'll be a diverse format. Anyway, and they're like, oh, I looked at it and there wasn't an Eldrazi card banned. The lands were also there. They hadn't banned anything from Eldrazi. And they had banned fetch lands. Fetch lands were banned. There was just a list of all the fetch lands, and I was just like, what's happening? I was just so angry. So angry. Like, I woke up and I was still angry, and it took me a while to realise that I had dreamed all of this. This hadn't happened. None of this was true. Fetch lands still existed. It was going to be okay.
Were you so angry that when you got up and when you're getting dressed, put your clothes on backwards?
No, I've never done that in my life.
Oh, so you weren't angry enough. You obviously haven't seen the Eldrazi in action.
Yeah. That aside, don't ban fetch lands. Please ban something from the Eldrazi deck.
I was, to some thought, it's like it'd be funny if they did it and they're just like, well, everyone's just playing colourless anyway, so they don't need the fetch lands to fix their mana no more.
You know what? Why reprint them? You know what? These are expensive. We'll just make it easier for people who play Modern, so we'll ban the expensive cards.
It'd be even worse if it was just like, they've been announced in Eternal Masters. Everyone's
Oh, it's banned now. You're just like,
banned now. It's okay, it's Eternal Masters.
you know, you can play this in Legacy. Oh, God. You just watch. Scotting Times just like, yeah, so we're up at $100. Oh, they announced a reprint. Back down to $80. Oh, banned. $20.
Everyone realises they can't play Legacy. $10. Commander players will love it.
Commander's like, oh, I just get on my fetch lands now, put them in.
Shock lands will go through the roof.
No, they won't. There's no point having shock lands then.
Oh, good point. Actually, what will go through the roof then?
Filter lands.
Filter lands. Oh, yeah.
Buddy lands?
Filter lands, but
Yeah.
Like the check lands?
And then also
Fast lands?
Battle for Zendikar lands as well.
Yeah, they'd be playable as well.
Actually,
Oh, wait.
Nah,
No.
nah.
You'd be going for the...
Buddy lands will be better than them. Yeah.
because
And they've got a full cycle of them.
Why would they be better?
They only check to make sure there's only one, but it doesn't check on basics. It's, for instance, let me try to remember one of them.
so
Quick, with the power of Google it.
Yeah, someone
Set.
Google the Buddy lands.
I am.
I kind of have them in my folder, but it was quicker to Google it, so...
Look at us googling. So while they're talking about that, we'll talk about other things.
Yeah, well, basically,
How's your day, Michael?
the battle lands from Battle for Zendikar, they check to make sure there's two basics.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Where, for instance, Glacial Fortress, it checks to see if there's a plane or an island. So you can play it second turn, and if there's a plane or an island, it'll come in untapped. Otherwise, it comes in tapped. So, but you can't. They don't have the basic super types. So it's not Glacial Fortress isn't a island and plane, so you can't fetch it with a fetch land, which what makes the battle lands better than the buddy lands.
Do you know what's sad? The Future Sight lands don't exist outside of Future Sight. Like, there's only one of each of the colours. I would be so keen if they printed those sometime soon.
They're all completely random, though.
Yeah,
No, they're all
they're not
different.
even cycles. They're just
Yeah, can you imagine?
They're just there.
This was a reprint.
What is it?
There's a random filter land in the Future
yeah.
Sight.
Yeah.
So Future Sight is where Wizards decided to screw up everything and basically just had a laugh.
It wasn't they had a laugh. They tried everything at the same time, all in the one set. They
Yeah,
just put
in
everything
default
in,
colours
everything
and-
in R&D. They were just like, whoop, make a card.
let's try out this
Essentially.
Lurk creature type.
I wonder whether
$200 we say.
And they made a cycle, in inverted commas, because it's not a cycle, of lands. And the red-black land is a filter land, which are in
several sets.
other sets. And you pay 1 mana of either black or red, and you can tap it to add
Double black or double red.
double black, double red, or a red and a black. But the other lands are completely...
No, one of them's a
Random.
pain. Yeah, one of them's a pain land that has cycling on it, which is as broken as it sounds, and it also makes colorless.
Yeah.
One of them, depending on whether or not you've played a land, depends on what color it makes. One of them gives your opponent's life, which we see all the time in Tron decks, and also in Legacy we see it with Punishing Fire, which is why Punishing Fire is banned in Modern.
And the other one, it taps for the opposite mana. So it's if you have an island, it taps for a white mana, and if you have a plains, you can tap it for a blue mana.
That's actually pretty good.
No, it's not a bad card.
It's quite good, but it
And it doesn't enter tap, does it?
No, it doesn't.
None of them are
enter
enter
tap,
tapped.
Yeah.
Which is one of the bonuses.
It-
What I think the
None of
reason
them
the
make
black
sense.
red one was a filter is because it has extra things on the end. Like it said something else at the end, like it did something else at the same time.
No.
Doesn't do anything else.
No.
Just does that. That's disappointing.
It's got
Does
some
it-
nice flavor text though.
Yeah. Cool. They're just like, yeah, no, we need another filter land. Was Future Sight before or after the Warren block?
Before, I believe.
Before? Yeah, because then it would be the first filter land, and then they reprinted
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
yeah, that was.
I do believe reading somewhere it's actually one of the because some of the time shifted stuff that hasn't been out yet is supposed to be coming in sets in the future, which I don't know if we can still hold that.
Yeah.
And I believe that's actually one of them that actually did happen.
So, it's pretty good. Anyway, talking about other cards, yeah, that was the thing about Eldrazi Bandits.
Yeah. We don't really want to go too much into it. Everyone's kind of talking about
Fetch
it.
lands won't get banned. Nobody worry.
I will say, I kind of over modern because of it. I was building modern decks, and now I'm back to building standard decks.
Yeah, you can't
it's-
Yeah, we'll just talk about it. Move on from that.
Yeah, Eldrazi.
It's
no,
pretty
not thank
simple.
you,
There's
go
going to
away.
be a ban.
You make me
It's
sad.
going to be
Probably.
Ayavugan or Eldrazi Temple. There's
Oh,
no
yeah.
other options.
Yeah.
The other option is both, but I think that's a bit too far.
Both is too far because
Yeah.
the deck can't function without either.
Yeah.
Without both of them. Like,
In saying
it's
that,
too inconsistent.
Apparently, it's been playing pretty good in Legacy.
Yes, there
So
is.
they could just like get rid of the deck completely and just be like, go play Legacy fools.
Yeah, that could. Yeah,
So
so
they're not going to do that because soon enough they're going to be saying Legacy doesn't even exist. So they're going to be like, go play Eternal. You can play Eldrazi in Eternal
Yeah.
yeah, so
when they make it. To
I did see
Just-
someone play it.
just-
I was watching
putting it up.
Predictions.
some people playing on Magic Online. The guy was playing Reanimator and came up against the Eldrazi deck, and he just crushed it with his Reanimator. Like turn 2, I had what's his face, like Chris Brand out. It's just kind of like, well,
Yeah.
you have what, a 2/2?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2/2 and a 4/4. I have a 7/7 flyer. It lets me draw an insane amount of cards.
At the same time, in
Get it what's
Legacy, looking at the current Legacy metagame, because it's heavily skewed towards control, colorless, like the Eldrazi decks, aren't actually doing amazing. Like there is a good 8% of the metagame.
So what we've got
Is-
Eldrazi Stompy, which
So
is
there's a
blue-black.
blue-black Eldrazi variant, and there's also a black-red Eldrazi near the top of the metagame. And that's pretty much it, which comes to about a total of 8, which is still 8%, which is less than...
Which actually,
The
the
top
number
decks.
there is actually 20 decks
Yeah.
out of however many
out of...
100% would be if 8% is 20. I'm not here for maths. I'm here to talk magic.
It would mean if you were playing a 100-player event, there would be 8 guys that showed up.
Yeah, pretty much.
This man, you are,
Percentages!
you are the maths man now.
But in Legacy, because
Yeah.
the control is...
So
It starts from turn 1. Like, in normal formats, you
Control.
start controlling at the game at around turn 5 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially you
Um,
turn it around. Turn 4, turn 5 is when you want to be looking to turn the game around to your favour.
Yeah. In Legacy, when you're playing Miracles, you literally play a land,
Play it.
stop your opponent from doing anything.
Yeah.
And that's basically how the format works. So it's not
It's not...
super dominant in Legacy.
Yeah, it's not busted in Legacy. Like, the reason it's good in Legacy is because there's a couple more lands that double tap for 2 mana. Like, Agent 2. Things like that. There's another... I can't remember. Some other land. Doesn't matter. Get some a bunch... Get some more colourless sources. So, essentially, it's another thing. And you also get...
City of Traders.
City of Traders, yeah.
And it's playing all of dust in the sideboard. The colourless
All
Eldrazi
this
deck.
stuff.
Yeah, no, it doesn't really matter. All this dust playing
Yes.
out would be incredible
Yeah.
if you can get to it. Against the Slate.
Which you should be able to. It's an Eldrazi tribal spell.
Yeah, so yeah, Ibugan and think
It's playing-
Eldrazi Temple Kit.
playing old Jite himself.
Well, you can't not play today.
That's
Can you
feel
play
that,
today? You should play today.
feel that on an Eldrazi is cheating.
The thing is-
Oh, look at me! I'm
which fits very well with Legacy and Vintage. So I
Speaking
can
about-
see.
The
Yeah.
thing with this deck is,
Yeah.
aside from a few of the lands,
You,
it is
all
exactly the same as the modern deck.
Yeah.
Like, there is 2 play sets of lands and then a few extra things and then
a mock stone.
2 Mox Diamonds. Other than that, the rest of the deck is exactly the same as what is played in Modern. And this is a contender in Legacy, a much, like, insanely more powerful format than what Modern is and could ever be.
Yeah.
So that sort of goes to show how busted this is.
Yeah, there has to be a banning. Like, yeah.
It's just
That's
a
it.
little bit too good.
I feel like we should move on from
We've
there.
talked long.
Eldrazi have
this.
taken way too much of our time up. So
Yeah, they
let's
have.
go to the second main phase
Of
So-
the podcast.
of the podcast.
Since we
yes.
were talking about your legacy, we have Eternal Masters.
The synergy is great.
Synergy, look at us.
We actually
Segways.
fluked that.
Segways.
We will give ourselves no credit. That is
So
like straight up.
they announced Eternal Masters, which everyone was hoping for, vintage and legacy cards, but they also threw in Commander and Cube. as
Woo,
the things
Cube.
that it's aiming to do. Now, Cube is excellent, so is Commander. So don't expect every card in here to be Legacy and Vintage playable. If you're thinking you're just going to open up a Vintage deck and you're like, look at me and my bad self, this is not going to happen. Also, they're not printing anything from the reserved list.
Yeah.
Keep thinking to go restricted, but reserved list. Which means all the things that you really want that are really expensive, you can't get.
Yeah.
Focus.
Yep.
The lands you need to play.
Yeah. So basically anything
The cards
that
that you
need
needed
to play
to
Legacy.
actually play. But we will get Force of Will and Wasteland. The new Force of Will can come in foil.
The new Force of Will is also a mythic for no reason. Back to what I was saying before about the other thing. Force of Will was originally printed as an uncommon.
Yeah.
And now it's been jumped to mythic because it's $120. That is the only reason.
I feel, to some extent, the reprint sense, I feel that's a bit more justified because people that already have their Force of Will, I do understand. You print that uncommon, that is not going to be $100.
You can't
That's
Yeah,
print
it
it
would
on
go to $10.
It would be
On the
it would be
spot.
the same price as a remand. Like
Oh.
putting it out.
That
Like-
makes me so happy.
Yeah, it would make a lot of
That's
people
stinky.
so happy, and they're the people that don't have the cards. They're
The people that do have the cards will get screwed out by that.
and
That-
because of
yeah,
the
that is-
reserve
that is
list,
a valid
it's
point.
it's going to hurt Legacy more than it benefits it. I think.
But
Yes.
Ye Old Wasteland's getting a reprint for the billionth time.
Yeah.
Billionth time.
Well, there's been 3 reprints in the last year. There was a
Of Judge Foils.
there was a Judge Foil and then an
GP
expedition
promos and whatever.
and an expedition
Oh, there was
and
an
then this-
expedition.
and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
the Wasteland here. So like
None of them have
it's
affected
like
the
they're
price.
trying to say, please play Wasteland more.
This one will affect the price.
This one will affect the price.
I'll be wanting to pick some up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the price drops. It is rare. It's not a mythic, which that actually surprises me a little bit. I thought it would have been a mythic, but maybe they've got some
I'm
stuff
fairly
in
sure it
there
was
that
printed in
needs
common when it came
so-
out the first time.
No, uncommon.
Uncommon, yeah, okay, uncommon. It's just like uncommon to rare. I understand that because can you imagine getting a couple of these in like a limited film? Like that would actually
Yeah.
feel bad
That
because
would.
there's not actually enough non-basics to kill, so you wouldn't even pick them up.
Yeah.
Like if you wanted to win, you wouldn't want to take them. So
Yeah. Well, $60 card at rare is not all that bad because with Modern Masters and stuff, Noble Hierarch was around $70. Got printed at rare.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, it just surprised me. I thought it would have been mythic. I'm happy it's rare. Like, I'm definitely
Yes,
happy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think everyone will be, but
I'm super keen for the Zendikar Fetchlands to be reprinted.
yeah,
In the set, it feels like it's the spot to do it.
I feel
If
like
they don't
that
want to
too.
reprint them back into standard, this would be the spot to print them.
There was a small list. This isn't the full mythic release that someone did, but there was before Eternal Masters was announced. It may have been the same dude who had a list of cards.
Yeah.
They were on there.
Yeah.
The Zendikar Fetchlands were on there.
Yeah.
Liliana the Veil was on there. Snapcaster Mage was on there. I can't remember what else.
I think the problem with that list was there was something on the reserve list that was also on that list that they provided.
No, the
That
first
was
one there
the-
wasn't.
before.
This was before Eternal Masters. That one with the reserve list card was after, and it was very heavy blue as well.
Yeah, the one
Which-
that they put up. That one was definitely someone just.
That's someone's trolling.
Yeah.
Well done. You trolled some people. Move on.
Funny.
Let's
Thank you.
talk about the cards that will be in the set now. So, I'm excited to find out.
Yeah.
What are people planning to buy boxes, or what are you guys thinking of doing with these sets?
I was complaining earlier that I'm broke. Don't think I'm going to have more money by the time this comes out. And this is going to be a very costly set. Like,
Oh yes.
I will
gonna-
hopefully be buying a box, so that we can draft it and then I can have some value. And hopefully, there's going to be a lot of pauper cards chucked
Yes.
in there as well as some of the good uncommons that
so
need reprinting as well.
like lightning bolt. Anyway,
I feel like and everyone might be like, Pauper's really cheap. They don't need reprinting. Online, they do. Online, some of the older Pauper cards.
I just really
Even in paper, there is some pauper cards that
Oh
are
yeah, true.
extremely expensive.
and difficult to get.
But the good thing is most of those are played in the old formats anyway.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
it kind
and
of
so it
it's
lends
really
itself.
Yeah.
And they are making it for a draft format, so they have to have good cards at common level.
Yep.
Which lends itself to them putting most of a pauper deck into the set to be
Yes.
drafted.
Yeah.
And so that helps with that, and then also get value along the way as well. Get things for my cube. If I want to add in some uncommons as well. A lot of the old cards that are extremely expensive and very powerful were printed out uncommon because they didn't test things.
Yeah.
So
they were just like, this seems cool. Yeah, no, do you want that card at red? Nah, it's not that cool.
That's more ink for the symbol.
So hopefully I'll be... They didn't have rarity symbols. Hopefully I'll be buying a box and then maybe a few drafts.
Yeah,
maybe that's too much.
I'm hoping our gaming group does. Like with Modern Masters 2, we all chucked in to buy 3 boosters out of the box each.
Yeah.
I can't remember if we got the full 8.
Yeah, we got the
full 8, and then we just kind of had a draft day. I also bought a box myself, which I'm not thinking of doing for Eternal Masters.
Yeah.
So we're able to do 2 different drafts, which was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Did them a week apart to kind of space it out as well. So it was really fun, and I'm looking forward to drafting it. I'm thinking not so much buying a box this time. I'd like to get more drafts. I think for me, the cards are going to be sweet, but they're not going to be as important as modern cards in my thoughts. Like, it'd be cool to pick some up for Commander. I'd like to build some cubes, so it'd be sweet to have them in my collection so I don't have to hunt them down later on, get them while they're cheap, and stuff like that. But I'd love to play Legacy or Vintage, but I feel like that's so far away that it's not really in my thought to buy a box now.
At the same time, Legacy and Vintage. This is sort of a big topic that I'm sort of addressing right now, but we'll try to keep it short. Legacy, Vintage, Wizards have already thrown off to the side. Vintage is a side event, a side format for Wizards. Legacy, Wizards can't actually help Legacy at the moment because most of the cards are on the reserve list and they aren't allowed to reprint them without getting sued.
Yeah.
So they can't reprint the dual lands from Revised because they're like $350 each. People don't want them reprinted that already have them, and to get into the format you need them to be able to play. And paying $350 for a single land that you need 4 of, and then you need 4 of different other ones, so you're paying $350 each for 8 cards.
You're essentially buying 2 modern decks just to pay off your mana base.
To get into the format to begin with. Then you need all the fetch lands and everything else to go with it. Legacy can't be helped by Wizards of the Coast. They have to make a new format. So if I buy a box for this, I'm going to have a lot more of value from the new format. So then hopefully I'll be able to build decks easier.
Yeah. You're kind of speculating.
I'm kind of speculating that they're making a new format.
It's quite interesting. Everyone was saying this was like, oh, it's going to be called Eternal. It's going to be called Eternal. Something that I've actually come across on Twitter. I can't remember if it was Aaron Forsyth or Mark Rosewater, who, for those that don't know, are quite high up there at WotC. Basically, they've said Eternal will not be a format.
Yep.
But they did hashtag the truth is out there. So I don't know. I feel like they're kind of trolling us. It's like, it's not called Eternal, so...
That's basically that saying, it's not called Eternal, it's going to be Eternal. It's pretty much Legacy without the reserve list.
Old magic.
You know what they could do? They could just reprint all of the cards with something slightly different on them.
No, they don't like that.
Just make them better.
I think they did that with one of the other cards, and they felt like it was too close to a functional reprint.
So if it looks like it's to be intended as a functional reprint, the collectors and people who already have the cards get really, really mad, and then they go and sue Wizards.
Yeah.
And
it's interesting.
Wizards can't afford that.
No.
Well, they probably can.
But it's not worth it.
It's definitely not worth it.
They're not going to make money off the set that they print them in.
Yeah.
So that's the downside. They can't do like a functional reprint and just call it a legendary land, so you can only have one of each. You just kind of fetch them up and be done with it. That's probably still close to basically the same thing. So I don't know how they do it. Maybe they could do kind of a a new shock with quotation marks.
Something else.
That kind of has a different drawback. That kind of isn't as bad as shocks are, but then they'd have to reprint it in conspiracy.
Print it in Conspiracy, print it in a Commander deck, essentially.
Yeah.
So they could play it in Legacy, you put it in a Commander deck.
Or Conspiracy.
You can put it in Conspiracy, but I don't
You
think...
can't, not a reprint set.
Yeah, Conspiracy is not really like a new card type set. It's usually just cool stuff. Like
Yeah,
they had a couple
they
of...
did Jack Faden in the first one.
in,
There was a couple others as well.
In Conspiracy, they do print new cards
yeah, but
because it's a place that they can put cards for older formats that are too powerful for standard.
I would be
Such
surprised
as
with a
Jack
full
Faden.
cycle of lands.
that Faden, that
But also, just one quick thing: it's been confirmed that there is no new cards in the Totem Masters.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is
It
complete
is
reprints.
entirely reprints. So that's just something to note.
So, okay, we've mentioned it. We might as well talk about it now. Conspiracy.
Conspiracy 2's been announced. And it's just announced.
Excited.
It's been announced 3 times, if I'm correct.
Yep.
Yep, announced 3 times, 3 different names, because
It's 3 different key arts.
3 different key arts. It's kind of like they were like, oh, wait, no, that guy's dead. Can't call it that. Let's call all this. Actually, that doesn't seem... Nah, let's call it something else.
It'd be funny if like Conspiracy 2 has just like 3 different boxes. And there's
Oh,
one
that would be
in each
so
different
cool.
box. Like one box doesn't have the card. One of the box has a Brago in it. The other box has something extra that isn't Brago.
Yeah, that would be really cool. I'd be impressed. I don't think so.
No,
Plus,
that's too much
like-
work.
Yeah,
but it
too
would
much
be
work
funny.
And too much, like, you would end up with different prices for each of the boxes, depending on what the thing was in it that was worth money.
So, along with the name changing 3 times, it was because when they released it, it was the Reign of Brago. So, Conspiracy Reign of Brago, which is one of the characters in it, and then
Yeah, there's a...
it was renamed. So, it was released with 221 cards in the set, and the Reign of Brago. And then a few days later, they were like, "No, this is a chick stabbing him in the neck."
so there's an
and-
Enchanted Realm story about that, from when the first Conspiracy came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And-
like, he was already dead before they announced it.
I didn't even know that. I missed that story. So
And then it was called Conspiracy: The Empty Throne, and on the Wizards website it says the number of cards. It's got 221, and then it had it crossed out, and it had 220. So the Brago card was removed from the set.
Yeah.
And then
They've changed
a
the
few
name.
days later, they came back again, and they were like, "Conspiracy, take the crown." And then it says in the number of cards section 220, and it's crossed out, and it's got 221 there. So I don't know, cool marketing to release the set.
Yeah, it's either really cool marketing or really bad stuff up.
yeah.
I would,
Or they're
I
just
would
having
like
some
it to
fun.
be the second one.
If it's a stuff up, they covered it perfectly.
Yeah, going for 3 instead of 2, just that
Yeah.
one straight change, probably. It could have been they stuffed it up. Then they were like, oh, actually, no, got to change the name. And they're like, we'll change it again. So
Just
that
to
people
cover
are
it
just-
up.
So it looks like we're just messing with them.
Next
that
week
we-
they're like, lol jokes, it's Modern Masters 3.
No, but it has 316 cards in it.
At the same time, it's Conspiracy. So if they change the name, it fits in with the flavor of the set again.
Yeah.
Which I'm a big fan.
I love Conspiracy.
Conspiracy was fun to draft, yeah.
I was that annoying kid, and by kid I mean I was an adult. I was that annoying dude at the store that I play at, just going, "Want to play Conspiracy Draft? Want to do a Conspiracy Draft?" And everyone's like, "Nah, I'm here for Modern, mate. Boring," and I'd walk out. I loved it. I'm really excited. I'm actually thinking of buying a couple boxes, just to first draft kind of on a Monday night when I do my game nights. Just 3 people here, pull out the packs, do a draft, have a game. And then I might even maybe look into making a cube with the cards from the old Conspiracy and the new Conspiracy. That'd be pretty cool as well.
That'd be cool.
Get yourself a foil Jack Faden.
Woo, 450.
Oh, that would be
Yeah,
sweet.
someone put one at the story player
Yeah.
just the other day. There was like 3 packs left, and the guy at the store had actually already purchased them and was going to take them home. But then someone came in and asked about them. He was like, "Oh yeah, no, cool. Yeah, I have 3 packs." He was like, he essentially on-sold them.
Yeah.
And the guy opens it. There's a foil deck in it. It's just like,
That's
Ouch.
pretty bad.
well, good customer service there.
I remember the first Conspiracy, I bought some packs and I've handed some packs to my wife, who was then my girlfriend. And I've gone, "Here's Dak Faden, open it up for us." She's opened up Dak Faden, which was mad sweet. I went to play Magic that night. Someone's like, "Oh, Dak Faden, I really want it." So I rang up my wife. I was like, "It's your card. is it okay to trade? And she was like, that's fine. It's worth heaps. We'll play again later. So I did that, and then I pretty much opened another pack and got another one, which is pretty cool, and got to trade that one again as well. So that was
When
that was
they're
all
at
the fun.
$50 as well.
Yeah, I think it was
They've gone back up again.
Yeah, they've gone back up. I kind of should have bought them, but yeah.
Well, just really quickly, we sort of need to talk about some issues with conspiracy.
Yeah.
Because people didn't like conspiracy because you're paying in Australia $20 to draft.
Yeah.
Freaking US people, they get to cheap things. You're paying $20 to draft, and in the original conspiracy, there was Dak Faden and Dak Faden as money cards.
Exploration, which wasn't really worth anything.
Exploration was worth $5.
Yeah.
That was the next most valuable card. There was some foils that, like, Misdirection or something. Brainstorm is worth $7. Stifle, that's the one.
Stifle, and they printed that new removal spell that can kill anything. That was awesome. I liked that card. I got it in my draft. It was white, 1 and 2 white, and it can kill anything. It doesn't matter if it has hexproof or protection. It kills it.
Sweet.
It exiles the card because it doesn't. It plays. You vote. You don't target the creature.
You just
so
say
it just
its
gets.
name.
Yeah.
Which is actually a very excellent card. It gets played in some sideboard, so it's worth I think like $7.
Yeah.
But when the set was out and being drafted, there was Dak Faden, and that was it for money cards that could pay for your draft.
Yeah.
So people didn't want to draft it, and it didn't go well for Wizards because no one would rock up to F&M and be like, yeah, let's do a conspiracy draft instead of a normal draft tonight because they want something to get their money.
Everyone wanted and people didn't want to play with conspiracy cards like I did. They wanted to get Dak Faden or go home, and it was pretty hard to get Dak Faden.
That's
pretty much it.
Yeah,
and so they sort of really need to address that.
And
Which
the
it'll be
trade
interesting
value,
to see.
Yeah, the trade value for conspiracy at F&M is really low.
Yeah,
like the cards, not that many people want them because at an F&M level, people aren't really playing up to the legacy standard where any of the rares or things that were decent were tradable. So people weren't actually that interested in even the decent rares because, like, you couldn't really trade them off because no one was building that and needed that card. Like, people wanted Stifle, and Dak Faden was cool. That was it. Like, I didn't hear anyone else saying, "Hey, you know what? I really want a Misdirection. Let me know if you get."
People
one.
didn't even want explorations. I had a fair few of them, and I couldn't get rid of them.
Yeah, people just don't want it because it's not playable in any of the decks that you're building at an F&M level.
Yeah. Because I think all of the reprints were from Legacy.
Yeah.
So they didn't really have any modern, like, those cards aren't actually modern legal.
Yeah.
And so
people aren't interested. Like,
people,
Misdirection.
unless they're shelling out a ton of money for Legacy, which they're probably totally okay with not having the reprints anyway, and they're probably picky.
Or Commander.
That's it.
And then you want one of them anyway, so once you've got one of them, it's like, I'm done.
Move on.
So
But
hopefully we'll get some more
something.
value in this.
I think they'll have to address it, especially being so close to Eternal Masters and our next topic, the From the Vaults. So basically it goes Eternal Masters, Eldritch Moon, Conspiracy in the same month as From the Vaults, like the Conspiracy and From the Vaults, but the other two are, I think, a month apart. Yeah. And people aren't made of money, so they kind of have to give something for people to want to spend that extra money. Otherwise, it's just going to be like, I bought Eternal Masters, I bought the current standard set, I don't have money.
I can't.
And it's going to flop, which I'm okay with because then I'll buy heaps of boxes cheap, but probably not going to be the case.
But From the Vault has been announced, which is excellent. We have one picture, not even a spoiler, which we believe it looks a lot like a card from, I think it's the original Ravnica block.
Dissension.
From Dissension.
Specifically.
Yeah. So from the original block, but not from the set.
Yeah.
And the guy's name is Momir Vig. I believe I'm saying that right.
Momir, I believe.
Momir Vig, Simic Visionary. It's a 5-mana card, 5-mana 2/2. Legendary Elf Wizard. And whenever you play a green spell, search your library for a card, put it on creature card. Creature spell. Whenever you play a green creature spell, search your library for a creature, put it on top of your library. And whenever you play a blue creature spell, reveal the top card of your library, put it into your hand.
Yeah. And you do it in that order as well. So.
Yep. That's the card that's been spoiled for the art. Yeah. What we believe is the card from the Vault's lore.
So it's it's something you can play as your commander.
It's it's a
Yeah.
commander
It's a
card.
pretty good card. Like
Right, it's not-
for
it's not
commander, if you're playing a blue and green creature, you're basically just picking another creature and putting it in your hand.
Yeah.
And that's busted. And if that's a blue green creature, you're doing it again.
Yeah,
So
just
if
like-
you can get some sweet chains happening, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like it's an okay card, but it's not the money card for the set.
Oh no, it's not.
No,
No.
it's not the thing that you're super keen for as a Reaper.
I'm interested to see what the money card is going to be, because being lore, it's very different than like it's harder to guess because it could be anything.
Yeah, anything
lore based.
Yeah, lore based. So anything that has a cool storyline behind it, which
So-
is kind of actually everything in Magic is just
Legendary creature, major something happening.
You can see
What
something
else?
like yeah,
A place.
yeah,
It could be a place. You could have
calm.
yeah.
He's already got-
Khan's
he's
already
got
been
a-
in it from the vault.
from
So
the vault.
I wonder if there'll be a planeswalker in here. I think they should try to put some planeswalkers in, but it'd be interesting.
Lore wise, yeah, no. So
Nicole Bolas.
yeah, that's an interesting story piece because Nicol Bolas essentially has caused everything that's occurred in
That
the
is
last
true.
3 blocks.
Yeah, I'm
Straight
actually.
up, everything that's occurred has been his actions. Just he hasn't been in them. And I would like to know what he's doing, what he's
Yeah,
up to,
I like,
why he's doing this.
I like that at the end of the last story for Battle for Zendikar, they basically said to Jace, "What are you going to do next? You're going to go find Emrakul. You're going to find out what's happening with Soren and Nahiri, or you're going to go find out what's happening with Nicol Bolas." And he's like, "Yeah, it'd be silly to go to Nicol Bolas right now.
I'm
No
going
hope to find Emrakul. Yeah, I'm going to go find Nahiri and Soren."
no finding where Emrakul is. I'm keen for Emrakul to be printed, to be 15 mana still, but be 3 of each colour, and still have Devoid. That would be so cool.
So, like, just Nicol Bolas and printed as a Eldrazi.
You know, so have him as, so it'd be 3 blue, 3 red, 3 green, 3
Yeah.
white, 3
So
black.
what you're saying is making any reanimation strategy a million times better, but making it impossible to cast.
Yes.
What if it's like they've done the whole Dragon Ball Z?
So if it has Devoid, it still doesn't have a colour. So you can't use like a colour-based searching or colour-based reanimation. I don't know if that actually exists, but it would just be so cool. I'd love that. So like you can't natural order into it,
Yeah.
which would be one of the problems if you made it a coloured card.
Be interesting if they've done like a. They won't because I'm just being
Painted
smart ass
seven.
here.
Painted 7. Painted 7 natural order, Emrakul.
They've done a Dragon Ball Z style where they've got like Nicol Bolas wearing one of the fusion earrings, and Nicol Bolas is just reaching up and putting the other fusion earring on Emrakul.
We're talking about for the God's law.
That would be quite a story.
But yeah, I don't know what else they'll put in. I'm quite interested to find out.
Yeah, it's very hard to speculate on what they.
Oh,
Could
I
put
think
in there, 'cause-
something that might be in there is Ashling the Pilgrim. Was a huge part of. There was 2 cards for it in 2 blocks, 2 separate ones. There's Ashling the Pilgrim, which is the red version, and the black one. She was the main protagonist around.
That's your favourite card.
It is one of my favorite cards. It's an excellent card. I have a commander deck built around that, which is just essentially lots of lands and her.
You love your elementals.
I do like, and there's Ashling the Extinguisher, which is excellent.
Yes, 3 cards.
So I feel like we'll finish up our Magic talk then, and we're going to go to our end phase,
Yeah.
which we are going to be quick because we've been talking for quite a while tonight.
Mainly magic.
Mainly Magic, and to kick it off, I'm going to talk about more
Another
Magic. But not Magic the Gathering, Magic Duels. I managed to get my hands on a new phone last week, and I've been playing a bit of Magic Duels. Thought, hey, see what it's about. It's actually really good. I enjoy it. I suggest it to anyone out there. This is just a quick little suggestion. It is very different than standard. For instance, there is no Zulaport Cutthroat, so you can't really build the same decks. The sets are a lot smaller. You can essentially, if you're willing to grind it out, get free packs. Which is pretty cool. It's a lot more casual. It feels very casual. So if you like kitchen table Magic, I feel like it's something you should actually look into. And it's great. Play it on your phone, sitting on the bus stop, which is cool. And another thing I'd like to talk about, just kind of breezing through these now, Versus System. Now, we'll try to be quick, but for those that don't know, Versus System is a game. Basically, you build a team of Marvel superheroes or villains, and you fight each other, trying to knock out, a bit like Commander, their main character. So if you can do that, you win. basically, with the first set that came out, which is obviously... no, not obviously, but it's basically a reprint of the old Versus System game. But this is a box set, living card game. But the problem was a lot of the cards were damaged straight out of the box. A bit like Modern Masters.
Modern Masters 2.
Modern Masters 2, sorry.
Modern Masters 1 was good. Modern Masters 2. Let's put all of our cardboard things in other cardboard things so they can bang around and break themselves.
Essentially, it's pretty much what's happened. Although this was more of a cutting problem. But it's really horrible when your cards... You're paying full price for these cards. They come out and they're
Damaged.
They're damaged straight away.
So
Every collector's heart.
I'm a collector at heart and I hate it. And I've actually bought sleeves for all of my Versus System. But they've actually announced that they've fixed the problem. The next set is going to be different. And basically, we have a new set coming out next month, which is really exciting. It's going to be based off Defenders. So Daredevil, Jessica Jones... those peeps.
The guy with the fisted lion.
Yeah, Iron Fist.
Yeah.
Venom's going to be in there as one of the villains, so pretty exciting. I've got to get these guys in the Versus. They haven't played it yet. It's an awesome game. Again, check it out.
Did we play it?
Yeah.
I reckon I played it once.
Me and Marzo played it. Really good game. Very interesting. Very much like Magic, but a lot more chill. And being a living card game, you spend $90 and you've got every card. So... it's pretty sweet. Check that one out. Again, we might talk about that more in our next podcast, but kind of breezing through. Anything you guys want to add to the end phase?
No.
No.
We're all
Just got to hand size.
Yeah, drew one too many cards of my treasure cruise. Gotta
Yeah.
have this card. On that, we should talk about casual decks. I made an incredible waste on deck with treasure cruise. It was the best.
Sweet. I look forward to hearing that.
That was so much fun.
We'll let you test it out a bit and
Yeah, I'll just
Yeah.
go, hey, look, check this crap out.
we'll talk about that next podcast. So
Can't win any real games with it, but in a group game, watch this. I have 20 dudes out. It's 10-4.
Sweet. Well, we're gonna leave that there for this week. So thanks for listening in. We'll give you a chance to hit us up on Casual Beats Facebook group, which we'll be making tonight before this goes up. Also, we have an email, casual.beats@gmail.com, I believe.
We wrote it down somewhere.
We did write it down somewhere.
It'll be in the description. We'll go with that.
We'll make sure it's in the description. Hit us up. Weigh in on the subjects. Like, we're basically here because we love talking about Magic. Some of the
And
people
playing
around
it.
us don't like hearing about Magic, so we come talk about it to each other. My wife is pointing at herself as the people that don't like to hear about Magic.
Yeah.
So
I understand that feeling. Just like, I'm going out to play Magic tonight. She just looks at you just like,
again,
why? Seriously?
Didn't you play Magic last year?
You've just got bolts coming out of your out of your clothing drawer. You need less lightning bolts.
But I have so much. Yeah, that's sad. We should wrap up. Go home. Enjoy your lives. Play more Magic. It is good.
Tune in next time.
Definitely.
To hear more Casual Beach. Da-da-da-da-da-da.